So I'm here to talk about my journey. I am done with distance learning. We finished school last week. So I'm here to just discuss my, my journey doing online learning. I know that everyone was thrown a curveball with this. There was no manual, there's no warning. And so, but then we teachers, we are very good at adapting. So I'm talking about that overwhelming feeling in the beginning of, ooh, we're going to do distance learning. I've never done this before. What am I going to do? But again, we just, teachers quickly trained ourselves. We navigated through uncharted waters and we survived. And now I'm ready for the next challenge because I'm already done with my distance learning. So I want to share with you the stages of my online teaching journey. I started with panic. There was just panic when I learned that we are going to do distance learning. I don't know what to do. And then I have to make decisions, hard decisions after that. And then I was just sailing through. And when I'm done, I just realized, oh, I survived. And right now that I'm done, I am making some reflections. So during panic mode, my questions were, how are my students feeling? They're probably scared. I want to know, and I have not contacted them at that moment. How do they feel about online learning? Are they interested in engaging? And do all of them have a device? How do I address inequities? And then I also have to answer the question, how do I deliver my instructions? Will I do it synchronously or asynchronously? And so, after this, I have to make hard decisions. To know how my students are feeling, I thought I'm going to send weekly check-ins. It's a Google form that I will post on Google Classroom. We do Google Classroom, so that's a good way for me to communicate with them. Regarding device and equity issues, our district was able to distribute Chromebooks to our students who needed the device and provided internet access. And then on the question, how do I deliver instructions? Our school provided Zoom accounts. So we were supposed to do one Zoom session per week per class. So that's my synchronous time with the students. And we are supposed to give office hours, at least 1 hour every day. And I decided that hour of Zoom session is not enough. So I have to create learning guides for my students that I will post on Google Classroom. And hopefully that they can do that at their own time, at their own pace, and they're gonna continue communicating with me. All right, so let's go to the next stage. And then I'm sailing through, I have to decide which EdTech apps I'm going to use. So I'm using Google Classroom to deliver my learning guides, my Google Forms, my check-ins, announcements, a calendar of activities. And then I use Screencastify and my tablet here to create screencasts of my lessons. So I do videos for them and I attach it to I link it to my learning guides. I use Desmos to explore math ideas and to collect student work. And I use Edulastic to check for understanding. And then, of course, Zoom to connect, to have a more live connection with my students. Now, this was overwhelming. There's only a few apps that I'm dealing with, but it's also overwhelming to handle all of them because they're in different places. So I decided to use a Google Sheet to organize everything. So, okay, cool. So this is my Google Sheet. This was mainly intended for taking attendance. But as I go through 9 weeks of distance learning, it became populated with links to my other stuff. Like, for example, my calendar, which is in Google Classroom, I want to be able to see that right at once rather than going through my Google Drive. I have a link to our Zoom sessions. So if somebody asks, Ms. G, where's the link to our Zoom session? I will just copy and paste this on an email. I created video tutorials on how to upload scratch paper on Desmos. And I put the link here so that anybody who asks, I know I sent the email already, but some students will keep asking, how do I upload the video tutorial? So I go up here, copy and paste it to the email. So anything that I need to look at, I put it here. Like my check-ins for week 1, week 2, up to week 9. I don't have check-in for week 7. I think instead I sent a message, which is about their second semester grade and summer school opportunities. So that's in exchange for a check-in. But I like to see how they're feeling. Okay, let's see if this works.
Looks good.
Okay. So here are my student responses. I was just asking them, how are you? How are you doing? Let us know how your teachers can support you. And I am asking them what they think about online learning. And they give me ideas, they give me input here. And so it helps me just make a decision for the following week. So every week I will have questions like this to give me feedback as to how I'm doing as a teacher and how my students are feeling. And then if we could go back to the attendance again. If we can click on the calendar maybe to look at what is on the calendar, which is also on Google. Oh, let's do Math 2 calendar. And I'm gonna go there and give you permission. And so here is my calendar that is posted on Google Classroom. All of our tasks are here. This is before school was closed. And then if you could, Ileana, move up, like go down, I mean, scroll down to, okay, keep going until we go to distance learning. Okay, there it is. School was closed and there's distance learning week 1. And there's my learning guide. There's my links to Zoom sessions. There's some announcements. And then it goes on all the way to week 9. If you can, maybe I will just not go through the learning guides. It has, all the learning guides look the same, and they just click on the links and they do the work. That's where they will see my videos, and they will do the work at their own time. And it's there that they see for, maybe let's open one. Ileana,
Which one?
If it's possible. Let's do week 2. Let's do week 2. Okay, let's see if I could go there fast enough. Week number 2, yes, please. Week number 2, learning guide. I'm going to just give permission to Ileana.
Oh, weird. The link isn't automatically working.
Okay, hold on. Right here, it's coming.
Uh-oh.
It's coming. It's
there it is.
Still... Oh, is it? Okay, not yet. Okay, there it is.
Teamwork.
Teamwork, yes. Oh, there it is. So that's how my distance, my learning guide look like. So we start with a meet and greet. We have some norms. We review a little bit, and then we have some new lessons. These are, when they click on this, there's a guide for them, and there's video tutorials. And if you can scroll up a little bit at the bottom where I say formative assessment, that's where they go to Edulastic, and I kind of like take a picture of that so that they know what to look for. And so they go there after every week. So I know every week what they have learned. And so that's what I do. And maybe I'll go back to the presentation. Okay, and then, so that's how I pretty much did week 1 to week 9. And then next slide is I survived. slide.
There you
Okay, and I appreciate the availability of those different EdTech apps because I realized that remote teaching remotely will be really, really difficult without those. I'm now done with online teaching. So my reflections, online teaching requires more time to prepare than traditional teaching because there's a lot of other skills that we need. I realized that being organized significantly increased my productivity. Like I did not spend a lot of time looking for things because it's already there in my one page Google Sheet. Learning guides can be reused. Although I spent a lot of time working on them, I know that I can use them next year if we go back to school doing online learning or some kind of a hybrid schedule. I can still use these materials that I created. And my students through their check-ins, they told me that they really appreciated the orderly organization of materials. They complained about teachers who are not that organized. So I thought, okay, good. I'm glad that I learned that really early on. And students appreciate clarity because our communication is mainly emails and it's a written format most of the time. And so it's very, very important to be clear. And they also mentioned that in my check-ins with them. And that's it. Thank you for going through the journey with me.